And that's kind of like
So.
one of the big missions of Luke and the Lovingtons is that very fact of kind of bringing people together. Is that how the band was formed from that idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, that song, even for myself, kind of defined the mission that I wish to take with music and that craft. And it was from that I started trying to gather the best group possible with individuals, not only amazing musicians, but also like have that same heart and desire to be servants.
Yeah, and what happened is like because of all of us have been grown in communities, even myself, that I'm from Chile and I grew up in a countryside place, and we're all from countryside area. The four of them, like Lauren, Luke, Jake, and Soleil, they're all from the same town. They grew up in a town called Winthrop, which is in the valley, in the mountains in Washington. And we all felt that strong need of like creating that feeling that we had in our own place that we grew up, bringing that feeling and make it available for the world to see, for the world to feel, and make it happen in a very like global way instead of like keeping it like tied up in our own community. We were like, what if we explore this same feeling? What if we just like let our communities grow and be like a part of a world community instead of like a small city community, but keeping the feeling of like, you know what we feel when we are like in our hometowns, that feeling of like feeling welcoming, feeling nice to each other, feeling like protected, feeling taking care of each other. And that's the feeling that drive our music. And when we create our music and we're together, we look at each other as a genuine human beings that are really truly focused on bringing that feeling of community everywhere we go. And I think that's part of like our mission, you know. Going everywhere we go is treat each person that we meet with that kind of warm feeling of community that we're all brothers, we belong to.
So the music is kind of like a tool that you use to bring this sense of community to more and more people.
Exactly. Yeah. It is kind of like a lucky way of really grow in that feeling very quick. You know, other people do it by making a movie. Other people, you know, choose being a speaker, and they do it through workshops. And we decided that we all feel like great, and our hearts and our soul feel like completely enjoy when we do it through music. So that was the best expression that we find, all of us like doing it and just making that feeling honest and a true feeling that it comes from our hearts, because we all experience what it is to be in a beautiful community that we all feel like as a family, you know, together.
Just out of curiosity, how did all you guys meet each other? Like you're from Chile, and
we all grew up together. Luke and I and Soleil and Jake all grew up together in the Metah Valley.
Oh yeah.
So we all knew each other before we even moved to Seattle. Before I moved to Seattle, for sure. I think Luke had lived in Seattle for a while. And then I don't know how you and Felipe met, actually. How did you and Felipe?
Oh, we met for just the spirit, you know, just because of the spirit. I mean, we're like
pretty much.
We were in a place, and it's just like, and then from there we're like, you know, my background is not music at all. My background, I'm a engineering and then study theater, so I'm like completely different background. But
and a magician.
And a magician.
And a clown.
And a clown. Yeah. But when I felt the power and Luke showed me the song, you know, I met Luke, and then we have a couple of like good meetings, and in one of those meetings Luke was like, I want to share this song with you because I feel that I need to, and I feel that it's important for me to show you this song. And the first time I listened to the song, you know, I told him right away after he played the song, I found it like just a very touching song that It had no ego attached to the message, and it was very clear where the song were coming from. So it was very like transparent in the message that it was attached to it, and anything was, you know, it was raw. It was a raw experience, like coming from a shelter in New Orleans, and I felt it right through. His when he played to me, and I was like, whoa. I said, this is, you know, I had just like, and I told him right away, I was like, this song is going to be like a We Are the World type of song, that the world will know about it, that the world will sing this song together, because it brings that feeling of like coming together for like an awesome cause. Excuse me, I got to. I was just
Quick phone call.
quick.
So,
Yeah, so that's why we met in.
so now your guys' idea or plan for community is kind of coming to a full force now with this concept of Love Fest 2010.
Yeah.
And you're partnered with Manifest World to bring this together. You want to talk about kind of how Love Fest kind of started as an idea
Definitely will.
back in the day?
Well, between my business partner Jake, who is he plays the keys for these guys, and but the idea was just kind of born from wanting to do a venue where positive music, positive message, and our main goal is the Met How Manifest, which is a world festival that we want to do in the Met How Valley, where these guys grew up, and so we just want to bring people there to this beautiful place and use it as a learning tool for everything: social change, environmental awareness, social awareness. But so the question was asked though before, what can we do here in Seattle to prepare us? What can we do here in Seattle as an event to prepare us for the Met How Manifest? And then Love Fest was born, and the idea of the journey that it took from asking that question. Here we are. it was asked like back in March is when we really started asking the question, like March, and then by mid-May we knew Love Fest I tell Jake it's like we're archaeologists sometimes, because all we have to do is ask a question. You just have to dig and just keep going until, it's there somewhere. You just have to dig, find the answer. But
that's what a lot of this process has been for you, is kind of asking questions, going out and leap of faith, and sometimes getting answers back, right? With all the volunteers and
just investor
everything coming
money,
together.
doors opening, just some of the partners that we have in terms of our message. Our message is unbelievable, is awesome, right? We're giving away our water, so no plastic bottles. We're offsetting our carbon through TerraPass. We're working with Seattle University's Engineers Without Borders for these water purifiers. So people can bring their own cup, or they can buy a compostable cup for $1. And some of the proceeds go to these nonprofits as well. So it's
And the nonprofit that you guys are working with?
War of Washington. They help. Their mission is to break the cycle of homelessness here in Seattle. So, and they benefit from our beer garden as well. So.